Everyone, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're here for Pilates Powerhouse, which is a SEO way saying of we're gonna do Pilates and it's gonna be a great way for you to move your body. But for the algorithm to pick it up, we need to call it a powerhouse. How are you every day? I see everyone, I should say. I see all of you dropping into the chat. Welcome, welcome. Every time Tracy calls me a health coach, it makes my heart go boom, boom, boom. I don't know if the computer can see it this far away. Can you see? Can you see the heart that I'm making? Maybe, maybe not. So let's talk about powerhouse. It's definitely an intense descriptor. It's also a phrase that absolutely references a Pilates kind of norm, which is that generally speaking, this area is referred to as the powerhouse of the body. It is much like, hold on, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Where's my little mitochondria? Oh, you went away. Oh, he's over there. Anyways, oh, I see him. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Off camera for a moment. Yes, I do have a stuffed mitochondria. See, I told you. Much like the powerhouse of the cell, your mitochondria is where your energy is converted and transformed into things that you can use to move through your world. In Pilates, the powerhouse is where the energy kind of comes from, whether you're grounding yourself or moving through the powerhouse or breathing in the powerhouse. That's the idea behind it. So I always encourage, sorry mitochondria, I always encourage everybody not to get too precious about like, but instead just consider how the torso really supports you as we go through our practice. All right, so we're here for 30 minutes. Let's get it going. I want you to make good choices for yourself today. Some of this is inherently challenging, and if you need a little support to come into an upper contraction, abdominal curl, forward flexion, then I want you to grab yourself a pillow, and you can just support yourself underneath your back. I'll give you a little clue of when that happens. For now, let's stand at the edge of your mat. Let's go about hip-width distance apart. Lift your toes up and spread them way out. Oh, I didn't know you were a biologist. I love mitochondria too. I might need a little help, but we're working on it every single day. All right, so we're gonna roll our shoulders up and back 4 times. Yes. Just getting a little bit juicy in the joints as per usual. Good. And one more in this direction. And then let's reverse our roll back to front. Now as we're taking these shoulder rolls, do the best you can to move from your blades as much as you're moving from your arm bones or your humeri. You just opened up a whole new world of anatomy, Dick. I'm gonna be like dropping in. It's my favorite. Just kidding. I mean, I won't do it. It is my favorite. I'm not kidding about that. All right, let's bend our knees. I'd like you to reach your arms forward. And we're going to bring the backs of the hands together as we round the upper body forward. Take a stretch between those shoulder blades. And then pull your elbows back as you lift your chest up. So we're going to get that spine moving before we get down on the mat. I promise you it'll be a much more pleasurable experience as we get into some of the Pilates if we get our spine moving. So let's do a couple more of these. The back of your hands come together, your shoulder blades separate. The shoulder blades come together and your chest opens. A couple more, reaching forward, pulling it back, and then one more, reach forward. This time, pull back just, let's say, your right arm, and open up. Let's straighten the knees and let's rotate back to the back side. So we're really twisting that upper body, not letting your hips go too far, but keeping them pretty square, rounding them forward. Pulling back on the other side, kind of giving that rotation. Round and reach forward, pull it back. Round and reach forward, pull it back. Let's go one more each side, yeah? Round forward, pull back, and last one, round forward, and pull back. All right, round forward, lift your arms all the way up overhead, and then let's roll down, chin towards your chest, rounding over, letting your head reach down, shaking out your head, a little no here, nodding a little yes here. Good. Bend your knees as much as you need to in order to keep your hands down to the floor. And then we're going to just walk our hands over to the right foot. Take 3 deep breaths here. Breathe to open the left side. If you need to hold on to your leg or a little higher position, go for that. Once you've finished your 3rd breath, let's walk around to the other side. And then take 3 breaths here, opening up that side of your back. Just breathing into your rib cage, feeling those cells expand and contract with each inhale and exhale. Good. Sometimes when the fascia starts to stretch a little bit, it gets a little itchy. Walk forward here to hands and knees. That's kind of how I always know that I'm in a gentle stretch. I don't want to feel pain, but a little tingling, a little itch telling me that the skin's starting to open up. Sometimes that's a good thing. You have to be in charge of your own body sensations, of course, but that's just a little insight into what I feel. Let's do a couple cat-cows, rounding up, looking deep, pressing through your shins, and then arching your back, lifting your chest, lifting your tail, stretching the front body. And again, rounding over. Just letting your breath allow you to flow between the 2 positions. Good. Let's go one more of each. And last one. Reach through. Good. Let's come to a flat back position, and then we'll go ahead and reach your right leg out to the side. Now, if you can bring your sole of your foot down to the ground, wonderful. If you want to have it on kind of the inner edge of your foot, that's okay too. We're going to do these little hip mobility drills. So reach back, gliding your sits bones towards your heel as far as you can go. And then come forward. If you want to move your hand forward a little bit and then kind of open your hips here, that can be helpful. The goal is to have this extended leg out at about hip height so that you can get a nice inner thigh stretch on the way forward and back. And please choose your own range of motion, right? Like, find the range that works for you and really feel that it does work for you here. Let's go a couple more. Almost ready to rock on the mat. One last one. Just putting a little weight into our wrists, getting our hands warm, wide, open fingers. Let's come back to center. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Take the same arm as extended leg behind your head, and then rotate your elbow to touch your bent elbow to your straight elbow, and then we're going to rotate all the way up. And just temper this as a means of really moving through your upper back, through your ribs, through your neck, through the spine, in between your shoulder blades. Just finding a little rotation here. Make a big difference in the way that you're moving. Good. Reaching, reaching. Yeah, it is such a yummy stretch. Sometimes I get worried that I repeat things too much. It's just kind of, you know, my own problem here, but like, how can you not when it feels good? And I know, truth be told, not every stretch feels good to every person, but when you find the one that's yours, here's our last one. It's like, yeah, I need to do this all the time. Good. Come on back. Let's open our knees nice and wide. Just take a little reach back and front, back with the hips, forward with the hands, and come all up. Ooh, we're heading into allergy season, you all, and it's not pretty for your favorite allergic redhead. Let's take the other leg out. So we're gonna reach back, reaching your, oh, that one's tight, hips to your heels, and then come forward. Again, you can walk your hands forward if you want a little bit more pressure in your ribs. If you wanna just play around with that open hip. Sometimes on this knee in particular, it gets a little bit cranky, so I think of really breaking a pencil in the crease of my knee behind my hamstring and my calf to try to give it a little more support. So I start moving back by breaking a pencil here and then breaking one in my hip flexor, just finding the muscular support in that way. That's it. All right, let's go one more time and then we're gonna add the rotations. Bring it all the way up, and then walk your hands underneath your shoulders. Take your same arm as extended leg behind your head. Let's take the elbow to elbow. You just get a little twist of that upper back, and then open it to the sky. So sometimes I find that like there are places that have a little, what I would describe as congestion, you know, a little lower back tension. So as I'm just doing this rotation, I'm looking for like what else wants to move here? What else can I invite into this movement that feels supportive and maybe would help me open up a little bit more? And sometimes that means just kind of playing around with the rules that you're given. So right now we're supposed to be rotating just our upper back, and like my lower back really wants to be a part of it, and it feels good to do that. So I'm giving myself permission to get a little different stretch. And I just dialogue these things so you can kind of find your own way too. I know so many of the clients in my old studio, my current studio, we can get really discouraged. Let's bring it all the way down. When things aren't working for us, shift your hips side to side. But the reality is like if things aren't working for you, chances are you can find a better way. And maybe that way is just like letting that exercise go for the day, which is okay. If you have a teacher who has their ego in check, that should be all right, you know? It's not about me for sure, it's about your experience. So always making those choices to find a little more ease, comfort, opening. We're gonna sit nice and tall with our hands behind your hamstrings, reaching through the crown of the head. Most of the study that I'm doing this week as I prepare to sit my board exam is really on the power of one setting their own intentions, their own goals, their own parameters, being the catalyst for change and progress happening, as opposed to someone else setting those goals for you. Let's start to roll back. We're gonna tuck the tail. I'd like you to press through your sacrum, roll down to the place where your feet are either feeling like they're about to float off or you feel maybe like you're gonna fall back. Just get to that edge of wherever that place is for you. And then press your legs actively into your hands and roll back up to the top. And let's just pause for a moment. We're gonna do that a couple times. So again, just that idea that, you know, gaining inspiration from other people is wonderful. It's kind of the stuff of motivation in many cases. But the clincher, the place that makes the difference, is when you use that information to make your own goals happen, when you attach personal meaning into your own movement practice. Like, I'm doing this for something that's very specific to my life. We're gonna do it twice more, which is hard in this format, right? Because I'm leading, I'm gonna tell you what to do. And it's, you know, you can just sit back and be told what to do, that's okay, last one. But the piece that is really integral is what we often do at the end, which is trying to figure out how what we did affects our life outside the class. Let's roll all the way back down. Good. Oh, resting your upper body on the mat. Walk your feet inward towards your sits bones. And let's take a little wider stance. So maybe your heels are about as wide as your hands. If your arms are way far out, don't open your feet that far. And we'll take a bridge here, peeling back through the spine. As you feel your waistline get heavy to the mat, let your feet get wider and heavier to the mat, and then start to roll up through the spine, pressing your hips high, pressing your chest open. From here, take a deep breath in and start to roll down. Feel your breastbone sinking through your shoulder blades. Feel each individual rib pressing down through the mat, and then roll out through your lower back and release. Let's take a big breath in to reach all the way back overhead. Exhale, bring it back down and roll up again, pressing through your feet, peeling back. Everything gets a little heavier before it lifts off the mat, yeah? And when you're at the top, really push down through those big toe inner edges of the foot, and then roll down again. Reaching through, peeling all the way down. Let's take a breath all the way back. Exhale here, one last one, everybody. Roll up through the spine, peel back, press through your lower back, really massaging the mat with the weight of your body. Good. Once we get up to the top of this bridge, let's press down into the ball of the big toe, and then lift your left heel up and place it down. Keep that hip nice and high. Lift your right heel up and place it down. Can you press your shoulders wider? Lift your left and press it down, and lift your right and press it down. Can we lift both heels up and press them down, and do that again? Lift both heels up, and one more time here, lift both heels up. Keep your hips high as you press them down and roll down through the spine all the way. Good. Excellent. All right, walk your feet closer together. Let's have the inner thighs really kiss and meet in the center as much as you can. Take your arms to the sky, big breath in. Look forward first, take your hands behind your legs. Use your arm strength to pull yourself up a little higher than you could go normally. Now I'm really tight in that middle back, so I'm gonna be kind of gentle with myself today. We're gonna find this position, release the hands for a moment, and lower all the way down. Let's do that a couple times, seeing if we can stretch up another pair of ribs or another bone of their spine off the mat. Exhaling, curling forward, look at your legs. Hands here, use your hands to bring you up a little higher. Can you find that stretch on your back body to get up a little more? And then let's release and lower all the way down. Once again, big breath in, empty, coming forward. Work through your tight spaces. Look for those little tiny open doors of opportunity to come up a little higher. Hold it with your center powerhouse muscles. Release and lower all the way down. All right, so on the next one, we're gonna come up and we'll start to pump our arms. Every pump of your arm is an opportunity to really feel a contraction of activity in your center. All right, let's take a deep breath in, curl up, hands to the backs of the legs, come up a little higher. Find your highest point, the place you want to work from. Release your arms, and we're just going to pump and pump. Now, your upper body stays still. It's just the arms that are moving, and every time you pump them down, I want you to do it with as much effort as you feel a little contraction through your center, yeah? That's it. We can breathe in, out. If you're ready, let's float the legs to tabletop. It's been a little minute since I did 100. Good. And it's named because we're doing 100 beats, but the old Pilates teacher adage is that we can't count, so have fun. We'll all be here for a moment. Good. If you want a little more challenge, we can extend those legs up to the sky. Keep pumping. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. That's it. Now, let's play with the diagonal. You can always go back to a bent leg position, or you can reach those legs on the diagonal, nice and strong. Good. If you want to bring them down a little lower, be my guest. We're here for 4, 3, 2, and bend your knees all the way in with control. Lower your head down and just turn your head side to side. Good work. All right, let's get into our roll up. Now, often if you are having any issue coming up off the ground, sometimes I'll use a pillow underneath my rib cage, or if you have a yoga bolster, sometimes I'll use it lengthwise here. I want to slide our legs away, make them as long as you can without your toes coming up off the mat. So heels and toes down. Let's take the arms to the sky. Exhale to come forward. Hands reach to the hamstrings if you need them. You're gonna do the same action to come all the way up. As we get to the top, let's stretch our legs and reach all the way forward past the toes. So you get a nice long spine stretch. As we roll down, point your toes, peel back through your spine, reach all the way back overhead, and then let's slide the knees in, reaching forward, curling up. Use your hands or reach to come up, and then continue to stretch past your toes. As you roll down, reach through your feet, open your hips, peel down with control. Bend your knees once again, curl forward, pressing the back body into the mat to come up. That's it, reaching out, just working with our body. Use your hands as much as you need to. As you're using those hands for help, just be sure that they're working to teach you how to get up. So if you use your hands behind your hamstring, let this be a moment of pressing through that back body to work the strength of the front side of your body to get up off the mat. All right, rolling down, we're almost there. We're gonna do one more. Reaching it back, here we go, bend, curl, press through your feet, through your back body, through your hips, and then stretch forward. Good. Let's slide the legs together, and we're gonna roll back in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, not there yet, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Rest your arms down by your side. Tuck those shoulder blades underneath. Let's bring the right leg to tabletop. We're gonna extend it up and bend it down. Hands on the backs of the legs if you need to. Stretch it up and bend it down. Stretch it up and bend. 2 more. Good. Hold it up to stay. Let's flex and point your ankle. Wow. And point. Flex and point. Push your heel, reach through your toes. That's it. Good. Now let's circle our ankle. So flex and reach it around all the way. Do it again. One more time. And then reverse your circles. Moving through a flex and a point, inside and outside. Good. Last one. Excellent. Bend your knee all the way in. Just pull it into that crease. We're gonna get ready for single leg circles. Let's bring your arms down by your side. Stretch your leg up any amount. It can be bent, it can be straight. We're gonna cross the right leg over to the left side. If you did the other leg, just reverse it, circle around and up. Everything else is really holding its space. So if you can imagine that this exercise is about mobilizing your hip joint and stabilizing your torso. So your torso stays pretty still and you're feeling the movement around your hip. One more in this direction, and then let's reverse it. So outside to inside, outside to inside. Good. And I'm just trying to keep the bones on the back of my body as heavy as I can. One more time. Reach it up, lengthen it all the way out. Open your hip as much as you can. Good, let's reach both arms overhead, create space. Flex both feet. Maybe your leg you just worked feels a little longer than the other one, I hope. And then release. Let's bend your left knee up to tabletop. We're gonna extend it. Again, take your hand on the back of your leg if you need to, and bend it down. Ultimately, as you extend it up, you're just trying not to extend it away from yourself, okay? Trying to pierce the ceiling. Good. All right, let's stretch it up to stay and flex and point. Pull those toes back. So tight. Good. I laugh because I know how hard I work with these calves and all my foot rehab stuff, but boy, I forget how tight they get sometimes. Good, one more time, and then let's take it into circles, ankle circles. I've really tried to do some concerted, is that the word I'm looking for? Concentrated foot exercises every single day, especially with my toes. And I don't want to do them because they're kind of boring and they're also pretty challenging for the brain. Good, let's reverse. You certainly, like, your fitness tracker doesn't be like, hey, are you working out when you're doing toe exercises? But they really, really matter. And so I have to remind myself that everything improves when my toes are mobile. Good, all right. Good, pull the knee into your chest. Let's get ready for those leg circles on the other side. Taking the arms down by the side. Here we go, crossing around, keeping that torso as still as you can. And just know that, like, my leg circles are big because I've spent a lot of time working on this stability. One more and then let's reverse. And so I want to find the range of motion that really challenges me to stay stable. So yours might be a little smaller as you explore it, or if your hips are clunky, and that's all right. Good. Let's go one more time. Bring it up and lengthen it all the way down. Open that hip, open that hip, open that hip. Stretch it, flex it, reach it. Hopefully they feel a little bit more balanced. We're gonna reach the arms up to the sky. Look forward, hands on your thighs or on the floor or hovering above your legs. Let's lift ourselves all the way up and over. And then we're gonna scoot to the front of our mat for rolling like a ball. So we'll bring our heels together, toes apart, hands onto our knees, and then just find a bit of a balance on your sits bones. Now initially, just rocking back a little and rolling forward, kind of enough, you know? Yeah. Just back and forward, keeping that balance. I'm doing leg rhomboids on left side. Oh, are you talking like the shape? Good. All right, let me know. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna find this. If you were good with just the rock and roll, the tiny little rocks, that's okay. If you wanna take the full rolling like a ball, we're gonna roll to the shoulders, come back up, find our balance. Ready, set, go. We wanna think tailbone on the ceiling, tailbone on the floor. Try not to kick your legs when you're going back and forth. Try to really roll through your spine, keeping your elbows wide, head off the mat. I know there's a lot. Let's go for 4. And 3. And 2. And last one. Good. All right, hold here. Bring your legs together and find your balance. We're gonna hold both hands on our right knee and roll down till we're in that abdominal curl. Bring that right knee in, and then let's just switch legs side to side. Think of one hip opening a lot, the other hip closing a lot. Alternating side to side. Working your breath. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both knees come into your chest, hands to your ankles. Bring your head down, and then we're gonna take a breath in, curl all the way up. All right, now we're into double leg stretch. Let's take the right arm and right leg away, circle the hand around, grab your ankle. Left arm and left leg away, circle around, grab the ankle, now both. Both arms and legs away, circle around, grab your ankle. Just the left, then the right, then both. Good, let's do 4 more with both. Here we go, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower your head all the way down. All right, so from here, let's take your lower leg. I want you to hover it above the ground. If you need to bend it a little to do that, that's okay. With your upper leg, we're gonna reach it up to the sky. Also, if you need to do both legs bent, that's okay. From here, we're gonna scissor them together. Scissor them and switch. Scissor and switch. Scissor and switch, good. As long as you're brushing those inner thighs past each other, we've got a good thing going on. If you'd like to add the head, we can curl forward, reach, reach, and if you want a little extra stretch for the last few, you can pull, pull, and pull, pull, and pull, pull, and pull, pull. Let's do 2 more. Pull, pull, and pull, pull. Bend your knees in, lower all the way down. Okay, lower your feet down. I'm gonna go through one of my favorite crisscross progressions. So we'll start with your hands behind your head. Support your head, curl up, rotate towards me. So you've got this top elbow here, reaching to your knee. You're gonna bring your knee to your elbow as close as you can and just hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower everything down. Deep breath in, curl up, twist in the opposite direction and bring your knee to your elbow and hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. All right. Deep breath in, curl up. Twist, elbow to knee. Now with the other foot, bring it up and just hover it. Hold it, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the foot, lower the knee and the head. Deep breath in, exhale. Turn, elbow to knee, and then hover your other foot in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, and release. Okay, my friends, here we go with our last one. Curl up, twist, elbow to knee. Lift that foot to hover. If you can, switch it out. And then we're just gonna switch elbow to knee, switch elbow to knee, switch elbow to knee, switch elbow to knee. Go, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug both knees into your chest, roll all the way up to the top, and then scoot back. Nice work, everyone. Whew. Oh, we're just about there. We're gonna do a little back bending and finish up. Sit nice and tall, reach your arms over your legs. Let's do a little spine stretch forward. Bring your chin to your chest, and then, oopsie, get this out of here. Round forward over your legs. You wanna feel your stretch from your tailbone through the crown of your head, like someone's pulling you in 2 directions. As you roll back up through the spine, open your back, feel your shoulders down, lift your heart up. Big breath in. Round forward, reaching through. Good. And then roll all the way up. Let's go right into saw. Take your arms out to a T. We'll turn towards me and then reach that front arm past your front leg as you take a twisted stretch. Both hips are equally weighted here, everybody. Good. Roll up through the spine. And then turn in the other direction. A big exhale will empty out those lungs, giving you more of a chance to stretch. Hopefully, hopefully. Roll all the way up, come back through center. Big exhale. Good, all the way back. And one more. Good, all the way up. And let's take it around and come down onto your chest. So, we're gonna do 2 little exercises for our upper back, which is one of the spaces we need to work a lot, and also one of the spaces we don't love to work. So let's walk our forearms in right under your shoulders. And then let's let your chest collapse so your shoulder blades kind of crunch together. We're gonna go ahead and press your forearms down and feel your shoulder blades come down away from your ears and also apart from each other. So you have just a little back bend in your upper back here. And then you just release down. So these are called like a modified scapular push-up. Scapula are your shoulder blades. We're just trying to find a little motion on the back body. Good, we'll do one more here. Pressing down and feeling that width on the back. Okay, now we're gonna come forward, make a triangle with your hands, a little diamond with your upper back, and then your head is down. We're gonna start sliding your shoulder blades down. Press those arms away and try to find a nice long back bend as you press through your arms, as you lift your chest, as you stretch through your belly, and then lower all the way down. Good. Let's begin, move your hands wherever they need to be to make it work for you. Big stretch and all the way down. Nice work, everybody. Feel the shoulders come onto your back. Feel the press. And then all the way down. We'll do it one more time here. Press through your palms. Feel your neck long. Reach, and let's hold this one up. Now, if it's possible, you want to take the right arm back. See if you can touch your leg back there. Bring it forward. Find your connection. Take the left arm back. Reach it forward. Lift a little higher and lower all the way down. We'll do that one more time. Pressing down. Find your back bend. Support yourself. Reach the right arm back towards your leg. Bring it forward, lift it up a little bit more, reach the left arm back, bring it forward, lift your chest, and lower all the way down. Just rest your head on your rest your forehead on your hands. Bend your knees and just take a little twist of your legs side to side. Little low back release. Good, so we have a lot of Pilates coming up in the next couple weeks. Let's come up to sit. You can take a little Z-sit position. We'll take our hand on our ankle or our shin. Just take a little stretch over. We have a ton of opportunity to practice, so let this just be the reawakening. Let's take the hand down, stretch in opposition. Come on all the way. Yeah, it's like, I like vegetables. I know many of you like vegetables. Stretch in the opposite direction. But, when there's that old kind of trope that kids don't like vegetables, right? So eat your veggies and you can get a treat kind of thing. This is not, this is a way of thinking about food that poses some problems for sure. So I don't earn your treats, just, have the good stuff and have the fun stuff too, and do it in moderation and try not to make it too psychological. That's my advice. However, the metaphor of eating your veggies tracks, because these back bends, they really are the fountain of movement youth in many cases for us. This extension, having our legs be able to be behind us, having our hips open, opening our chest, really pushing ourselves up from the ground. So many benefits, from posture to being able to get off the floor to combating, you know, forward shoulder postures. And posture is really the shapes and the positions you spend the most time in are the ones that you end up kind of locking in. So when we start to do back bends, it's a really positive thing, but sometimes it feels like we are eating our veggies that we don't want to eat. You get me? So if you eat your veggies, you get all the postural support that you need from them. All right, my friends, really good work. Let's come up to standing, actually. Now let's just pull it together with one roll down. So bring your chin towards your chest and just round over. Feel equal weight into your feet, and then come all the way up through the spine. We've got our question. We'll have a new one for next week, but if you had an interaction today, or if you think you're going to have one in a little bit, think of how this movement might inform or influence your ability to just be in communication with other people. It's a really good inquiry for you. All right, friends, thanks for being here with me live. Remember, we're on a Tuesday, Thursday schedule for the month of March. I will be out of town on the 25th, the week of the 25th. So we will not be streaming classes unless I figure out how to do it remotely. Stay tuned for that one, but we're taking a little break. So I appreciate you being here. I'll see you next Tuesday, and have a wonderful weekend. You're the best. Take care.
This joyous life.